So we all have heard how rampant pornography on the internet can be a little rough, particularly on young men when they compare and contrast themselves, their physique, their performance to these porn stars. And yeah, oftentimes it makes them feel a little inadequate. That feeling of inadequacy can lead them down, kind of a dark path where they're lonely and they don't put themselves out there. I was just listening to Jordan Peterson about this very subject. He makes some very good points. But now I've identified something that I haven't seen identified before, and that's what I call cash porn. You see, also rampant all over the internet are these men and women who have struck it rich, so to speak, made tens of millions, maybe even hundreds of millions, maybe in a short period of time. And because it's so rampant across the internet, it can leave people, and particularly young men, again, feeling a bit inadequate when they compare and contrast themselves and their level of success, where they're going. And again, that can lead them down a dark path, maybe toward feelings of inadequacy, inability to be successful, as time goes on. They get these pipe dreams or these ridiculous notions that they're going to make tens of millions of dollars in a short period of time, and of course that doesn't happen. The problem is this: while they're chasing that pipe dream, there are perhaps some very solid, valuable paths right under their noses that they overlook because they're chasing the dream. Cash porn. Now, I've written over the past 40 years some very valuable, massive books. These are just 3 of over a dozen of these that I've written. And you can imagine the value that's in here. Now, I know that if you read my books, and believe me, I know most people aren't readers anymore, but I'll just say those who have read my books find themselves on that value path I'm talking about to build a real future for themselves that ends up in the end making them wealthy and successful. But they must build that value path. They can't just chase these pipe dreams and these ridiculous notions, right? You can tell the real deal is in here. The real works are in these books that I've written. Not only did I write these books, but I published them myself, and I didn't have a publisher sell them. I sold them myself. And over the past 45 years, I've sold 3 million of these. Now, I didn't make $100 million in a few months, like you see all over the internet, or tens of millions in a year or two. But I made a steady $10 million a year. Relatively low compared to, all these success gurus, but talk about staying power, steady $10 million a year for decades and decades. Now, I put everything I know in these books. I have 100,000 testimonials. I get testimonials pouring in every single day for people who have used my real deal that gets you on that value path. Not some pipe dream, but the value path. You need it to be a step-by-step value path. Now, what I've done, because I know a lot of people aren't readers anymore, is I put these into an audio master class. Yeah, you can listen to it at 2 times speed if you want. But it's all here. This is your path to success. Forget cash porn and feelings of inadequacy, okay? Let's get on the real value path. Join me. Just click on the link below.